It is a very cold day today. The weather has definitely turned in January, and so today I'm working a little bit indoors. I've removed all my holiday decorations, and as much as I love them, I also love a refresh. So I'm starting today in my tea butler's pantry, kind of not sure what to call it, but it is a space that I absolutely love, and I'll walk you through the details of how and why we created this space. But I just refreshed it with some beautiful blue items. I love blue and white. And then after I walk you through this space, we're gonna make a flower arrangement for the dining room table. I bought some fresh flowers, a lot of white and bright orange, and I can't wait to make an arrangement to refresh the dining room. These are two spaces in my home that I see every single day. We walk right by this tea room and I use it constantly. And then we walk right through the dining room. So it's gonna be really nice to have these spaces refreshed for the month of January. So let's get started.
So this is our butler's pantry / tea bar. It used to be our actual pantry. You can see it was trimmed out. It had doors. This is some of the original trim from the house. They had used it from other places, but we found that we did not need this huge pantry, and the doors were constantly in the way as we walked through into the kitchen. So I wanted to create a beautiful space that we would use versus a closed up pantry. So instead of spending money on an expensive cabinet, we found this antique buffet at an antique store in our local area. It had already been painted and the top refinished. Then we added these shelves that were custom made and stained to match. They match pretty close, from a store on Etsy. I will post that link in the description in case you're interested. It's a company that gets rave reviews. So this space has just turned out wonderful. I really love it. We see it every day. We use it every day. And I love to fill these shelves with a variety of items. Pantry items like the pasta, holiday snacks, which are still left over in the glass jars, and just little vintage trinkets. So it's just become a special, fun place for us to enjoy. Now, I do love to collect vintage items. I love to go to an antique store, and my mom also gave me this beautiful little coffee tea set. It has a little tea pitcher and the creamer and sugar, and she hasn't been able to find any information on it, but it's painted just beautiful blue flowers and the silver on it. It's just really gorgeous. And then I found the larger coffee pot at a vintage store. And then this sampler was a recent addition. It was in such good shape and has a pineapple, which of course is the symbol for welcome. So just some trinkets that I have added for this season of winter. I love blue anyway, but just felt like bringing these out and showcasing them during the month of January and February. So just a little bit about this space. We've really find it much more useful for us versus the original pantry that was in here. We saved the doors in case someone ever wants to put it back. But for now, we love the tea bar. It gets lots of use. You could also make it a coffee bar or something else. So let's get started now with this beautiful, fresh arrangement to brighten up the dining room. So to get started with this arrangement today, I have this container that I love to use for floral arrangements as well as houseplants. And I also have two amaryllis that haven't yet opened up. I think they're both white. And so I really think the timing of these flowers, especially the mums, which last really long, and the amaryllis are just going to be beautiful all together. So I got the flowers at Trader Joe's and I've had the amaryllis. They are waxed, and I think I actually got those at Trader Joe's as well. So the first thing that I did is I've already processed my flowers, got them trimmed, cut, laid out my greenery, and we're just gonna get started. Now, I don't like to use any kind of floral foam. I like to keep everything natural, and typically I use chicken wire or a flower frog. But since this container is so deep, I am just going to kind of make a bird's nest out of these larger branches. It will also help secure the amaryllis in place because after some practice or trial, they do float. So I need something to keep them in the container. Now, I love to use a variety of branches when I'm working with an arrangement. I usually like at least 3 different types of greenery. I think it just adds some detail and some difference to it. Now with these longer stems, I'm just gonna have to play with getting them kind of wrapped around and positioned in place, but I wanted to keep them longer so that they would secure the amaryllis as well as kind of just nest them in. I want the amaryllis to be a beautiful surprise as they get taller and open up. So I'm just going to continue adding these greens, and then we're going to add some beautiful pops of orange and then some beautiful white mums to our final arrangement. So the final arrangement, I think it turned out really pretty. I love the color combination of the blues with a touch of red, all the whites, and a little pop of yellow. I can't wait to see these amaryllis open up. I'll be sure to post in my shorts a little clip once they open, and I think it's just really pretty. I did remember though that a few months back when I was out antique shopping, I found this beautiful little square tablecloth, and it has just the most gorgeous winter embroidery. It's in blue, and it reminds me of snowflakes. So I don't know if you embroidery, you may know what this stitch is called, but I just thought it was so sweet. I haven't used it yet, and so it does need some ironing, probably needed some starch, but I don't have any of that. So we're just gonna iron over it and then just put it on the table underneath this beautiful arrangement. I love to go to vintage stores and find things like this, and it's so wonderful to use something that someone spent so much time making by hand and probably enjoying in their home. So if you don't visit thrift stores or antique stores, I encourage you to do it. I think it's so fun to find something special like this, little beautiful treasures. So I'm just going to place it on the table, put the arrangement on it. I am going to use this rattan, or it's kind of like a charger. The container does not have a hole in it, but I just want to be extra careful with any moisture on this beautiful little tablecloth or table runner. So I just want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are doing something fun if it is cold where you're living, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.